A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+, English, because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English. Hello and welcome to A+. Reese and Laura are back for another culture shock article. And this one's called Simon's Trip to the Salon. I think Simon's going to get a haircut and he's going to have an interesting experience. Have you ever had a haircut in a different country?
No.
Really?
Not really.
No?
I only trust the hairdressers here in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Because I actually, when I was living in Australia, I will like regularly come back to Taiwan like twice a year.
And I guess girls, they don't cut their hair as often, right? For
I only do it 3 times a year.
Wow.
Even here in Taiwan.
I do mine like every 3 weeks maybe.
You have to because you're a dude.
Yeah.
Unless you want to like really grow it long and out.
Well, we have another warm-up question for you guys today. Do you cut your own hair or let someone do it for you? I definitely get somebody else to cut my hair.
I know. I thought for some guys, they don't mind actually cutting themselves.
I mean, some people can do it. It's pretty simple. You just shave the sides and trim the top.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean, it's relatively inexpensive to get your hair cut in Taiwan, so I just pay somebody to do it.
I know there's also 百元. 你知道有那种百元 $100.
Oh, it's so cheap.
But I'm like worried about the quality. 会不会很丑啊?
I think for my hair, it's simple, so it's okay.
Yeah, you can see it at like, you know, some 那个大卖场.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of 100元的剪法. Well, I'll definitely want to have somebody do it for me.
For sure. You guys can think about this too. Who cuts your hair? Is it you or your parents, or does someone get paid to do it? But for now, let's join Simon and Lucia in the article and see how Simon does at the hair salon.
Culture shock! Simon's trip to the salon. Warm-up question. Do you cut your own hair or let someone do it for you?
Simon and Lucia are standing outside a hair salon in Taipei.
Here we are. I always go to this hair salon.
Lucia, I'm nervous.
Why? It's just a haircut.
This is my first time having a trim in a salon in Taiwan.
What? Then how do you keep your hair short?
I cut it myself.
No wonder. Well, it's time to let a professional do it.
They enter the salon. Lucia tells the hairdresser in Chinese that Simon wants a haircut.
Follow that guy. He'll wash your hair first. I'll wait here.
Wash? I thought I was just getting a cut. We seldom get a wash in UK salons.
Simon gets his hair washed. The hairdresser massages his head and shoulders. Simon falls asleep.
Simon, wake up!
Cripes! That massage was wonderful. British versus
American English.
cripes.
Wow. Oh my God. Goodness.
So at the beginning of our article, we see Simon and Lucia are standing outside a hair salon in Taipei. And we can see a picture. There's Simon and Lucia, and they're looking up at the sign outside of the hair salon.
OK， 所以一开始我们看到，两个人就是 Simon、Lucia 站在台北的一间发廊哦。那当然他们就在外面看，大家通常知道外面发廊可能会写叉叉美容院之类的。OK，So what are they doing?
Well, Lucia says, "Here we are. I always go to this hair salon." And Simon says, "Lucia, I'm nervous." Why?
干嘛？对啊，去 hair salon 美发厅或是发廊，不就是很平常吗？而且 Lucia 原来站在前面就是要跟 Simon 说，就是这一家，我常常来这一间哦。可是为什么他突然说 Lucia， 我会紧张，我会怕怕
Simon's feeling nervous, but I trust that Lucia has a good taste in hair salons, right? If she goes here every time, it must be good. So hair salons in Taiwan and the UK are very, very different in my experience. Taiwan's salons are typically more of like an all-round experience, you know? You get your hair washed and cut, and sometimes you even get a massage.
I love those.
Yeah.
我超想要被按很，而且我喜欢 I like them hard. 按用力一点。
It's super comfortable. And in the UK, in my experience, those kinds of salons are less common.
Yeah, of course.
In my hometown, the barber shop that I used to go to, a barber is kind of a hair salon, but usually for men.
对。
They just cut your hair. There's no wash, there's no massage. It's all very simple.
OK， 所以大家可能不知道哦，这个国外跟台湾比起来，这个去美容院啊，或是剪头发，真的是差很大。我跟你讲，在台湾你们很幸福，因为很便宜，而且我觉得通常剪的，我觉得设计师都还蛮不错的哦。I think getting a haircut here in Taiwan is like super cheap.
Very cheap.
And you also can get a wider variety, like you can have all sorts of like hair salons. 那刚刚 Reese 有提到，国外其实它不见得会帮你从洗到吹，当然更不用提按摩啦，它只会帮你 set 头发而已啊，或是直接剪哦。那 I remember I went to the ball once when I was in 12th grade, and I went to a super expensive hair salon because I wanted to be, fancy looking, and it turned out to be super old school like hairdo.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a really bad way.
Oh no.
And that was like when I don't want to look at the photos.
I want to see those photos of you.
I will show them to you.
Because your hair now is super cool. I love this
那个真的
color.
很丑 Okay, and it's so expensive as well.
Well, back to the article, and Lucia's confused as to why Simon is nervous. She says, why? It's just a haircut. And Simon says, this is my first time having a trim in a salon in Taiwan.
对啊，就只是剪个头发，为什么要剪你这么紧张？他说：“哎呦，因为这是我第一次在台湾 trim， 就是修剪修头发，所以呢，当然对他来讲一定会有很不同的经验。”
Yeah, I remember the first time I got a haircut outside of the UK. I was also kind of nervous too.
Right.
Especially, as we'll find out with Simon later, if you don't speak the same language. Well, speaking of language, there are so many special words that we use in relation to hair salons and cutting your hair. So we saw the word trim, which means to just cut a small amount of hair from the top of your head. One verb that you can use for your scissors is snip. You have a snip of your hair. We also say if your hair is super thick, like mine, you can thin your hair. Yeah, using a special pair of scissors. It doesn't make your hair shorter, but it makes it less thick. And there's one interesting word, which is fringe. I know Americans don't use this word, right?
I use fringe，
Yeah.
因为我是澳洲长大，然后刘海我都会讲 fringe， 但是美式是 bangs。
Yeah, you have a fringe, right?
对，我有。
The fringe is the hair that hangs over your forehead.
Exactly.
Yeah, my first time getting a haircut in China was kind of scary, but it was a fun experience, you know? I think the guy had never cut a foreigner's hair before. They brought me some tea, they gave me a nice head massage. It was wonderful.
Love it. Okay, so why don't we go back to our article and find out more about Simon's experience?
Sure. Well, Lucia's surprised. She says, what? Then how do you keep your hair short? And Simon says, I cut it myself. And Lucia says something quite funny here. She says, no wonder. I think it's because she's saying it looks pretty bad. Well, it's time to let a professional do it.
OK， 所以 Lucia 一直就很好奇说，那为什么呢 ？Simon 头发一直都是短发，原来 Simon 他是自己剪，可是这时候他回了一个有点反讽的语气，说 No wonder， 难怪哦，感觉他觉得说难怪那么丑的概念。然后他说，现在你就交给专业的来啦。
Lucia is kind of funny here, but it's also kind of mean, you know?
I like that.
Poor Simon. Cutting your own hair is something I've never really had experience with, except one time. When I first arrived in Taiwan, I was kind of on a budget trying to save money. And so I was standing in the shower and I cut my own hair one time.
How did that turn out?
It was okay. I just used like my shaver on the sides and then like a pair of scissors on top.
Smart.
But it didn't look as good as it could have looked if the salon did it for me.
可是我跟你讲，你很帅 ，you can pull it off with ugly haircuts. 那我是自己 I cut my own bangs, so there's really no point for me to go to a hair salon just to get 一点点的刘海，所以我偷偷修，然后 pebble 就是修中间 ，don't cut it from the side, just the middle parts, and do it like this way, not like this.
I think I should learn to shave the sides and the back of my hair because that's very easy to do, and I don't need to pay someone to do that. Well, back to the article, and they enter the salon. Lucia tells the hairdresser in Chinese that Simon wants a haircut. And Lucia says, follow that guy. He'll wash your hair first. I'll wait here. And Simon says, wash? I thought I was just getting a cut. We seldom get a wash in UK salons.
Well, okay, yeah, that's like what you said before. 所以现在呢 ，Lucia 就是说，可能就是大家一般去美发会看到的情况，可是对 Simon 都是很新鲜。然后他说，赶快跟着那个男的，他会先帮你洗头，然后我呢就坐在这边等。可是 Simon 这时候很慌，他说，洗头？我以为只是剪个头发。因为刚刚 Reese 已经先前情预告说，在英国剪发是没有包含洗哦。
Yeah, usually not. Sometimes there are places that wash your hair, but I think most of them do not, at least in my experience. But remember, I'm from a small town in the UK. If you go to London,
对啊
it might be more common. But I do like having my hair washed in salons, you know, because it feels very comfortable. And
I know.
Usually they use really good quality products on your hair.
And they will sort of like massage your head a bit more as well.
So comfortable.
对，我很喜欢在外面洗头 love it.
In Taiwan, it's very cheap. It can be $100 to $1,000, but in the UK, it's super expensive to get your hair cut. £15 is considered a cheap
这样等于台币多少 ？15 pounds.
That's probably close to 1,000 Taiwanese dollars, and that's a cheap haircut.
Okay, 可能很丑吧？没有 just kidding. So yes, as I agree with you. I love getting my hair washed in salons. 那我剪头发差不多是台币600到800中间。So yeah, but you know, I only get it 3 times a year, so it's still very cheap.
Well, back to the article, and we see that Simon gets his hair washed. The hairdresser massages his head and shoulders. Simon falls asleep. We can see Simon now sleeping through his massage. And Simon is sleeping and he's snoring with disease. And Lucia says, Simon, wake up. And Simon says, cripes, that massage was wonderful.
Okay, that guilty has happened to me as well.
Me too.
对啊，可能这个按摩真的太舒服，所以 Simon 度估了。当然 Lucia 就说，Simon 醒来咯。可能 Simon 太享受了，所以他这时候说 crepes。crepes 是什么呢？就是我们的美式的说法 ，Oh my God, oh my goodness， 就是哎呦。然后他说 massage 按摩实在是太赞了啦。
Yeah, I love all kinds of massages, but especially a head massage. It's so comfortable and it really does send you to sleep. Yeah, this word cripes is very interesting. It's a very old-fashioned English word.
Is.
I think nowadays people don't say cripes so often.
What do they say?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my God has become very common. But cripes is a really fun one. If you use it with a British person, when you're speaking to them, they'll be like, wow, you know this word? I think mostly nowadays it's probably the older generation that use this.
I'm going to use this word for, like when I talk to Pat next time.
Yeah, cripes.
Cripes, and he'll be looking at me like, oh, you're old-fashioned.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for day 1 of this article. We'll be back tomorrow for day 2, where Simon will get his haircut. Will it be successful or not? We'll find out then, but for now, Laura's going to take over and talk about some of the vocabulary from today's article.
It's my showtime. 我跟你讲，关于头发、美发一定要学的英文，一定今天 Laura 都帮大家整理好。如果有一天你有机会到国外理发的时候，你就不用担心设计师会错意把你剪丑哦。首先，我们先来认识一下头发有分长、中、短，对不对？那长就是 long hair。Medium hair 就是中等，那 short hair 就是短发。那如果要剪头发的话，可以用刚刚课文提到的 trim。那如果打薄就是 thin out。那剪层次要怎么说？我们可以用 layer 这个字哦。还有再来就是哇，剪很短的头的话，女生一定爱这个发型，就是 a bob。不是那个鲍勃这个男生的名字，它是小写的 bob， 就是鲍勃头。那大家可以去 Google 一下，就会知道说，哇，这是通常女生剪的那种很帅气的短发哦。那刚刚还有提到的，还记得刘海的英文就是 bangs， 那英式的说法是 fringe。那男生常常我们会说，这个小平头 ，OK， 平头的英文要用 buzz cut。好啦，那如果你要烫头发的话，我们可以用这个字 perm。像是如果你想要烫直的话，你可以用 straight perm 来表示离子烫哦。那一般的 perm 比较像是要烫卷的 curly hair。那像是 Laura 我很喜欢染发，英文就是 dye，OK？那提到了发型，女生最喜欢编辫子啊，会有不同的造型。辫子的英文我们可以用 braid， 但是如果是两个的那种双辫子，或者是两个绑起来的双马尾，我们要用作 pigtails 猪尾巴这个名词咯。有没有很可爱呢？那不知道为什么他们喜欢用动物哦。如果是绑一个的马尾，英文就是 ponytail， 跟我们的中文一样，也是用马尾。但是我觉得很酷的是，我一直很想要边边看的就是黑人的辫子头，也有人把它称为玉米辫子头，就是 cornrows。那绑包包头就是 bun。好啦，学会这么多的不同的发型，接下来我们来认识一下刚刚课文有提到的 word power word， 我们再来复习一次哦。如果要做一个理发或是剪一个发型，我们要用 haircut。haircut 这个字它是一个名词。举例来说 ，Do you like my new haircut？ 你喜欢我的新的这个剪的发型吗？又或者我们来看一下课文例句 ：Jack got a haircut. His hair is much shorter now. Jack 剪头发了，他的头发现在短很多。这里提到的 shorter 刚好是下一个 word power word short。short 这个形容词就是短的。我个人是喜欢男生头发短一点比较好看。I like boys with short hair。那还有什么可能是短的也很流行，就是短裙啦 ，a short skirt。我们来看一下课文例句 ：Julia cut her hair short for the summer。Julia 为了夏天把头发剪短了，真的这样会凉快很多，吹头发不用很久。再来呢，就是 wait 这个动词就是等待、等候。像是我们常常在口语会说 wait a moment or wait a minute 或者是 wait a second， 通通都有着等我一下下休淡季嘞这样的意思啦。那常常我去理发的时候，我就会发现设计师都让我等很久因为可能人很多，他会很忙。The hairstylist kept me waiting for ages。我们来看一下课文例句 It's 4:50 p.m. now.The movie starts at 5 p.m., so we have to wait 10 more minutes. 现在是下午4点50分，电影下午5点开演，所以我们得再等10分钟哦。再来就是 wake up 这个片语就是醒来的意思，你们知道吗？其实 Laura 老师很偷懒哦。I usually wake up at noon. 我通常12点钟才起床因为我工作都是排下午跟晚上啦。我们来看一下课文例句。I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., but sometimes on weekends, I sleep later. 我通常早上在6点半会起床，但有时候在周末会睡得比较晚哦。I love sleeping in. 好啦，这里我们先停下来，因为现在我们要来看一下我们的 Magic
Box。Magic Box。
Hello，大
大家好，我是 Peggy。Peggy 我呢，比起人来说，我是更喜欢动物，所以我比较喜欢做的志工服务呢，是去收容所帮忙照顾动物啦。不过那天呢，来了一个新人，看起来他超怕狗的，我不知道他干嘛要跑来收容所当志工他跟我说 ，This is my first time taking care of a dog。这是我第一次照顾狗狗，我看他应该不只是第一次照顾狗，我看他应该平常连摸都不太敢摸吧。First time doing something 就是第一次做某件事情的意思。通常我们会说，是某个人第一次做什么事情，有些生疏是很正常的。这个某人第一次做什么事情，前面会加一个所有格代名词嘛，比如说 my first time 之类的。比如说我第一次骑机车的时候呢，就是 my first time riding a scooter。那 Danny 第一次照顾狗狗 ，Danny's first time taking care of a dog。好啦 ，Danny 他说虽然他连摸狗的机会都不太有，所以虽然很喜欢，但是他还是很怕。难怪 ，No wonder he looks a bit nervous。这边的 no wonder 呢，就是难怪的意思。你可以直接说no wonder， 然后后面什么都不加，就是很明显知道你想要讲难怪什么事情。比如说 Danny 说 I have never petted a dog， 我从来没摸过狗狗，我就可以直接说no wonder。那你也可以在后面加一个完整的句子，用来表示就是讲清楚一点，表示说你想要讲的是难怪怎么样。所以我就也可以说 No wonder you seem a bit nervous， 难怪你看起来有一点紧张。那么身为爱狗的前辈的我呢，当然不会怪他没经验了，我马上给他一点技术指导。首先最重要的就是 Don't be afraid， 然后呢要 Hold out your fist and let them sniff you。把你的手握成拳头，伸出来给狗狗闻一下，让它认识你。这边呢，我用到的是祈使句，就是给别人命令或是给别人指导的一个句型。祈使句的特色呢，就是因为通常主词都是你或是你们，很明显，所以我们可以省略主词，直接把要对方做或是要对方不做的事情说出来就可以了。比如说 Don't be afraid， 不要害怕，你不用说 You don't be afraid， 直接说 Don't be afraid。或是 Hold out your hand， Don't pull their tails， 伸出你的手，不要拉他们的尾巴之类的，很简单吧？今天介绍了很多好用的文法，大家记得要多练习。我们下次再见喽。
Review time.
Okay, it's time for our review time activity, a game of definitions, very easy for you, Laura. I'll give you the definition of the word or phrase, and you tell me the word.
Super easy, but I want you guys to beat me if you can. I'm very fast though.
See if you guys can answer faster than Laura.
应该不可能。
Okay, first word is a noun, and it's when you go to a place to make the stuff on top of your head shorter.
Haircut.
Wow.
That's the only noun we have, that's why.
Oh, that's too easy. Okay, well, let's try another one. I'm not going to give you the word type
对，
this
不要
time.
跟我讲它的 OK， 它是名词
Okay.
还是动词什么的。
Let's try this one. This is more of an antonym than a definition. The opposite meaning of
Short.
this... Oh my
是不是？
goodness.
是不是
I was going to say the
我要
opposite
抢答。
of long.
Long.
You're just trying to beat the kids at home,
I know,
huh?
I know. I read your mind as well.
All right, let's try this one. Another opposite. Go to sleep.
Wake up.
Yeah.
我差点讲 wait
Well, wait is the last word, and wait means to spend some time waiting for something to
I
happen.
hate waiting for people when they're late.
You're just like me then. Everyone else is late, and I'm always early or on time, and I spend time waiting in the
See,
rain.
I didn't make you wait today.
It's true, you didn't.
对啊。
Well, that's all we have time for. You guys can try definitions with other words and practice your vocabulary. But for now, we'll say goodbye and see you tomorrow, and let's see what happens to Simon's head.
OK.
Culture shock! Simon's trip to the salon. Warm-up question. Do you cut your own hair or let someone do it for you?
Simon and Lucia are standing outside a hair salon in Taipei.
Here we are. I always go to this hair salon.
Lucia, I'm nervous.
Why? It's just a haircut.
This is my first time having a trim in a salon in Taiwan.
What? Then how do you keep your hair short?
I cut it myself.
No wonder. Well, it's time to let a professional do it.
They enter the salon. Lucia tells the hairdresser in Chinese that Simon wants a haircut.
Follow that guy. He'll wash your hair first. I'll wait here.
Wash? I thought I was just getting a cut. We seldom get a wash in UK salons.
Simon gets his hair washed. The hairdresser massages his head and shoulders. Simon falls asleep.
Simon, wake up!
Cripes! That massage was wonderful.
Word power. Haircut. Haircut. Jack got a haircut. His hair is much shorter now. Jack got a haircut. His hair is much shorter now. Short. Short. Julia cut her hair short for the summer. Julia cut her hair short for the summer. Wait. Wait. It's 4:50 p.m. now. The movie starts at 5 p.m., so we have to wait 10 more minutes. It's 4:50 p.m. now. The movie starts at 5 p.m., so we have to wait 10 more minutes. Wake up. Wake up. Wake, woke, woken. I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., but sometimes on weekends I sleep later. I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., but sometimes on weekends I sleep later.
认识字汇
Salon. Salon. Trim. Trim. Professional. Professional. Massage. Massage.